Are you single? Me too. Girl, get in here. Welcome to Empowered by Her Picket Fence. I'm Stephanie, and I'm a single woman, a single mother, and a women's empowerment blogger. And it's time for us to come to the mic and let people know what's really good with single women. So go grab that latte because we're about to get into it. What's up, guys? Welcome back, and thank you for joining me this week. Are you still leaving those guys on red when you know you want to call them? Girl, if you don't get in here because this show is for you, I am here to tell you that hard to get is dead. Why? Because we are no longer waiting to be chosen. We are doing the choosing. We don't need to be chased and we don't need to act coy because we are freeing ourselves from all of the smoke, the dating advice, and old school tactics. And we're going to do that today. All right, so let's get into it. So, as a Gen X girl, there was a book out there. It was a bestseller. I'm not going to name any names, but this book told us that if we did X, Y, and Z, our prince will come. Best-selling dating advice book. Now, a lot of you had it too. A lot of you did have the book. The only passes for not having the book that are going to be given out today will be for the Gen Zers and the millennials because you guys might have heard about it, but you probably didn't buy it. Oh, but we did. A lot of us did. And let's get into some of the key ideas or tactics from the book. All right. So the book said that we needed to be less available. Even if your guy is calling you 1, 2, 3, 4 times, you can't answer. Why? Because he'll know you're home. And that means you don't have anything to do. What else? Oh, Stepford demo. You have to show them everything that will be available to them behind door number 1 if they marry you. Perfectly cooked meals, perfectly folded laundry. All this can be yours if you decide I'm worthy. And commitment. We needed to be coy around commitment and act like we didn't want one. The idea was that hard to get wins the prince. And if we did all these things, that we would get our perfect white picket fence existence. I certainly don't think it was empowering for women. I think, if anything, it put us in a position where we were waiting for men to make all the moves. So where did it get us? All right. So if life is a car, the man would be driving. We wouldn't even be in the passenger seat. Oh no, we're not in the back seat as a passenger. You know where we are? We're in a car seat for toddlers. And our men are passing us snacks for the long ride to commitment. You know, when you used to go out with your family when you were little and we're all in the back seat and we're like, when are we going to be there? And your parents are like, oh, we'll let you know when we get there. Same thing. The guy is going to let you know when he decides that you are enough to commit to. Choose me doesn't work. So where else did it get us? It left us in fear. These tactics, these old school tactics, left us in fear because we were waiting around for guys to make the decision to commit to us. But we also had the fear that if he didn't make the decision, we were going to be starting from scratch in a brand new relationship and building a brand new situation in hopes that it would end up somewhere. That's where it left us. All this power transferred to a man's hands. And why? When it's our future on the line, do we really have time to wait for someone else to decide that we're enough? In today's world, that's a no-go. A real queen waits for nothing. The challenge is for us as women to allow ourselves to be truly seen in our relationships. And the question becomes, do we have the guts to allow ourselves to be vulnerable and let our partner know what we really want? We have to communicate it. And if the person is on the same page, then you lose nothing. Actually, you gain. But guess what? If they're not on the same page as you don't lose any time. And that's why I feel like hard to get is dead. Hard to get is dead because we are empowered, strong women. We know what we want. We're already doing amazing things. Why shouldn't we communicate what's important to us in our personal lives effectively? Show up as yourself and communicate what's important to you. And with that, I'm going to give you 3 empowerment moves that you can use right now on the dating scene. 1, choose him. Life is short. If you see somebody that you're interested in, let him know. And if it works out, great. If it doesn't, keep it moving. 2, be authentic. That is a true litmus test for if a person can go the distance with you in a relationship. If you can be yourself and they accept you unconditionally and wholeheartedly and they support you, that's all that matters. But first, you need to be authentic and show up as yourself. 3, make your boundaries clear. This is so important because sometimes we don't communicate our boundaries. And then when people cross them, we're like, oh my God, it's just, it's over. But did we really communicate our boundaries? When you put your boundaries out there up front and let them know what you will and won't stand for, then if they cross them later, you have very clear evidence that you are not being respected. But they need to know. And that's all part of effective communication. So choose him, be authentic, and make your boundaries clear. And now it's time for Girl, It's Time to Leave. Girl, it is time to leave when you can't be yourself. When you're walking on eggshells, everything you do is wrong. He's judging you for what you say around his family and friends. He doesn't care what's important to you. He won't let you be you. He doesn't want to see you. Therefore, you cannot be authentic in that relationship. So in that case, when you can't be yourself and you have this one life to live, girl, it's time to leave. And let me leave you with this. Authenticity is the only game in town. All right, guys, meet me right back here next week. And don't forget to hit that follow button and leave me a review. And tell all your friends because the single girls just got the mic.